Hello friends, already we completed the theory related to the moment of inertia as we discussed in the previous video. Now we are going to start the problem on moment of inertia. Here we are taking some geometrical shapes like L shape, I shape, Z shape, C shape. See, in the first problem, we are taking L shape. Just read this problem, observe this diagram. See, in the university problem, they will ask you, find the moment of inertia of a lamina shown in figure. See, this is your figure, given figure. The L shape is given. I will explain you the entire things about the horizontal centroidal axis. See, they ask you to calculate the moment of inertia about horizontal centroidal axis, but we will calculate both about horizontal as well as vertical. See, L shape is given. As you know, in the center of gravity, or you can say in the centroid chapter, in the first year, we have calculated centroid of a different shapes. In this diagram, this base distance is given, that is 250 mm. You can see here. The height of this rectangle, that is 100 mm. This vertical distance, that is 300 mm. This distance is given, that is 100 mm. See, while solving any problem, first of all, you have to see each and every diagram very carefully, because the selection of horizontal axis, selection of vertical axis, that is very important while solving the problem of moment of inertia. So, once you will select horizontal axis and the vertical axis, then it will be very easy to solve given problem. So here I am explaining you the solution. Once again I am telling you, while listening each and every video, you have to refer given e-content, because in the e-content I have given each and every step very carefully, very clearly. If you will refer that, then definitely the entire problem you can understand with minimum time. See, L shape is given and we have to calculate moment of inertia. So first of all, our duty is to select horizontal axis and vertical axis. So first step is to select horizontal axis and vertical axis. So here I am considering base as a horizontal axis, and this left side line, that is from this point to this point, you can observe in the diagram, that is vertical axis for me, because this is the L shape. Already you know how to select horizontal axis and vertical axis, because you studied centroid chapter also in the first year. So similar to that, here you have to calculate the centroid point for the given L shape. That is our first step. So to calculate centroid point, we know the steps. First of all, you have to divide this entire L shape into two rectangular shapes. You know that you can consider, see the cursor from this point. I'm moving this cursor. This is the first rectangle. I'm moving this cursor. Again, you can see that this one is the first. You can consider this one is also as a first. But while dividing, one important thing is that is don't consider any area two times. Proper care is required while selecting or while dividing the area. So here they have taken this one is the first rectangle. Again, I am showing this one is the first rectangle, and next, that is second rectangle, is from this. See the moving cursor. See above this line, we are considering second rectangle. So first one, 250, that is base into 100, that is our first rectangle. And the second rectangle, see the total distance is 300. So bottom, this distance, that is 100. So from this point to top, that is 300 minus 100, you will get 200. So first area, that is 250 into 100. The second area, that is 100 into 200. See, all dimensions are given in mm. So notice units are very important. So the area 1 will be 250 into 100. See, this is the formula for rectangle, base into depth, that is B into D. So 250 into 100, the answer will be 25000 mm square. The area of a second rectangle, that is 200 into 100, 200 into 100. So the answer will be 20,000 mm square. So while calculating centroidal position, you had to calculate x1 and x2. So for this rectangle, from y-axis, already I explained you, this one is the y-axis, this one is a vertical axis, this line is a vertical axis. So from this, the centroid point of the first rectangle is here, where the diagonal cuts. So the first point will be here. Where is the, please see the cursor location. See, so the x1 will be, the total base is 250. So x1 will be 250 by 2. So the x1 will be 125 mm. x2, see again, this one is your vertical distance, vertical axis. And see, this is your second rectangle. This distance is 100. So we know that diagonal cuts here. See the cursor position. So x2 will be 100 by 2. The answer will be 50. Similarly, you have to calculate y1, y2. To calculate x bar and y bar, you have to consider x1, x2, y1, y2. We know the formula how to calculate centroid. So here, y distance means vertical distance from x-axis, that is 100 by 2. And whenever you will consider y distance for rectangle 2, you have to consider that 100 plus this distance is 200, so 200 by 2. So you can see y1 is 100 by 2, that is 50 mm. The y2 is equal to 100 plus 200 by 2, that is 200 mm. We know the formula how to calculate x bar. So x bar is equal to a1 x1 plus a2 x2 upon a1 plus a2, that is summation of entire area. So here we know the area of a first rectangle, area of a second rectangle. Already we have a1, we have a2, means we have the summation of all the area. We know x1 and x2 means the distance x1, which is from vertical axis, distance x2, that is also from vertical axis. The x1 is distance from first rectangle, x2 is the distance for second rectangle. While calculating x1 and x2, the proper care is very important. While selecting area 1 and area 2, already I explained how to divide a1 and a2. See, this is the formula for x bar. Whenever you will put all the values of a1, x1, a2, x2, a1 plus a2, you can see this formula. X bar is equal to a1, x1 plus a2, x2 upon a1 plus a2. Here we have all the values. So a1 25000 into x1, that is 125, plus a2, that is 20,000, x2, that is 50, and summation of all entire area, that is 45,000. So the answer will be 91.67 mm. That is your answer for x bar. X bar is nothing but distance from y-axis. So see, this is the intersecting point of x bar and y bar. So horizontal distance from y-axis means, see this cursor, the distance between these two vertical lines. This is the vertical axis. This one is a dotted line. You can see the perpendicular distance between them, that is x bar, that we calculated 91.67 mm, that is x bar. We know the formula for y bar, that is a1 into y1 plus a2 into y2 upon summation of all the area, that is a1 plus a2. Again, we know that a1, y1, a2, y2, a1 and a2. Whenever you will put all the values, you will get y bar. See, you can use your calculator. By using calculator, you will get the answer 116.67 mm. See, here I'm just explaining the things. But while solving, both things are very important. Putting the right value in the calculator and the another thing is drawing this diagram very carefully. So you can use this diagram for further problem. See, now we have the y bar distance, that is distance from base, distance from horizontal axis, the vertical distance, that is 116.67. So from base, you have to draw one line. From this vertical axis, you have to draw one dotted line that already I've shown you in the diagram. This distance means from base to this horizontal distance, from this horizontal axis, is this xx, and base, the distance is y bar, that is 116.67. And from this vertical axis and this vertical dotted line, the perpendicular distance between them, that is 91.67 according to the formula. So here now we have the value of all the things. So we have x bar and we have y bar. The horizontal axis passing through the centroid point, that is xx. Vertical axis is passing through the centroid point, that is yy. You can see in this diagram. Now our duty is to calculate the moment of inertia. See, to calculate the moment of inertia of an entire lamina, Ixx is equal to Ixx1 plus Ixx2, because we have divided the entire diagram into two parts, the first rectangle and second rectangle. So here the moment of inertia will for first rectangle and the moment of inertia for the second rectangle. See, here we are considering x-axis of an entire diagram. Here x-axis of an entire diagram. This one is a vertical axis for an entire diagram. See, here, see the cursor location. Here will be the centroid for first rectangle. The diagonal of a second rectangle cutting point will be here. See the cursor location. But we are considering the x of an entire diagram, y of an entire diagram. xx is a horizontal axis which is passing through the centroid. You can see xx, and y axis is passing through the centroid point. Again, I am telling you, we are considering the centroidal axes. So here you have to use parallel axis theorem, because center point of this rectangle will be different. The center point of this rectangle will be different. So here you have to use parallel axis theorem. See, the parallel axis theorem is Ig1 plus A1 H1 square for first rectangle. For second rectangle, Ig2 plus A2 H2 square. See, here we know that how to calculate Ig, that is moment of inertia about the centroidal axis of a given rectangle. For the rectangle, the formula is BH cube by 12. See, we have two rectangles. So formula for rectangle, that is same, BH cube by 12. or you can say the BD cube by 12. If you are considering depth, then there will be BD cube by 12. See, area 1, already we have the value of area 1, but the important thing is that distance h, that is very, very, very important, that I am going to explain you. See the cursor locations, automatically you will get how this distance h is coming. This one is h1. So again see the formula. For Ixx1, the formula is Ig1 plus A1 into H1 square. This is the parallel axis theorem. So here, see this H1 distance, how the H1 distance is coming. Here I am explaining H1 distance. See, from baseline, cursor distance is very, very important. Cursor location is very important. This is the baseline. From base to this XX means horizontal centroidal axis. The distance is 116.67. This is the centroid point of the diagram. See the circle, see the cursor location. It is very important. Where is the cursor? Just see the cursor. So from base to this total height, or you can see the y bar is 116.67 mm. This is the location of a centroid point for the entire diagram. But here we are considering only first rectangle. This one is the first rectangle. And for the first rectangle, the centroid point will be here. So we know that the vertical distance of a centroid point from the base is 100 by 2, that is 50. Means, see the location of a cursor. Here is the cursor. From this centroid point of the rectangle, here from the centroid point of the rectangle to centroid point of the diagram, first rectangle to the complete diagram, first rectangle centroid point to the centroid point of the entire diagram, perpendicular distance between them, see the cursor position. This is the H1 distance. So the distance will be 116.67 minus this 50, because the centroid point of the first rectangle, that is from base, the distance is 50. So total distance is 116.67 minus 50. You will get the distance H1. So here you can see 116.67 minus 50 whole bracket square. This distance is for H1. So again similarly, for Ixx2, parallel axis theorem will be Ig2 plus A2 H2 square. We know that The formula, again the formula will be base into d cube by 12 plus A2. We have the value of A2. We have to concentrate on H2. Here, H2. We know that centroid point of a second diagram, second rectangle will be here. See the cursor position. Cursor position is very, very, very important. We know that the vertical distance, that is y2, is 200. So from base to the centroid point of the second rectangle, the distance is 200. But y bar is 116.67. So the gap between the second rectangle centroid point and the centroid of an entire diagram, vertical distance between them, that is 200 minus 116.67. You will get this distance, that is H2. So you can see here 200 minus 116.67. Again, I am explaining you how to calculate H1 and H2. Calculation of H1 and H2, that is very important. H1 and H2, these are the perpendicular distance between that particular rectangle axis and the entire diagram centroidal axis. Here you can see 200, that is y2 minus y bar. Here you can see y bar minus y1. So here you will get H1 and H2. Vertical distance means perpendicular distance between two parallel lines. That is H1 and H2. So if you will put all the values in the calculator, we have Ixx, that is 337.5 into 10 raised to 6 mm raised to 4. Iyy is equal to Iyy1 plus Iyy2. Similarly, here you have to use parallel axis theorem. So again, only the change is you have to change the value of Ig. See, in the first case, we have to consider x-axis. In the second case, we have to consider y-axis. So the changes will be there. Now here, the base will be 100, depth will be the 250. So the formula will be 100 into 250 cube by 12. We have the value of area 1, that is 25000 plus H1. See here what I am telling. Now here is the horizontal distance. In the previous case, we have taken vertical axis, but here we are considering vertical, that is y-axis. So the distance will be horizontal. Here we have taken horizontal axis, so the distance will be vertical because we have to take the perpendicular distance between them. See here we have taken y bar minus y1, again here y2 minus y bar. So again you can see here, while taking I by y, you have to take x1 minus x bar. Here you can see x bar minus x2. See 125 minus 91.67. Here 91.67 minus 50. You can see x bar value here. You can see x bar value is here. Formulas are same. By putting the values, you will get the value of I by y. We have area 1, we have area 2, we have h1 distance for yy, we have h2 distance from for yy. Just put all the values very properly, you will get Iyy. The answer is 209.37 into 10 raised to 6. Here I am again explaining few things. I know problem is lengthy, but the important thing is putting the values. While putting the value of h1 and h2, you will face some difficulties, but you have to consider while putting the value of h1 and h2, you have to consider while taking xx, you have to consider the value of y bar minus y1, y bar minus y2. See, but the larger value minus smaller value, larger value minus smaller value, otherwise the answer will be negative. See, there is no any problem because bracket raised to square, so automatically the value you will get the positive value. But while putting in the calci, put higher value here. While considering xx, here put y bar minus y1, y bar minus y2, but the y2 is larger, so y2 minus y bar. Now it is very clear, while taking I by y, the value of h will be again I. While taking I by y, you have to calculate I by y1 plus I by y2. So while putting the value of h1 and h2, here while taking I by y, you have to take x bar. See x bar. So x1 minus x bar. Here x2 minus x bar. But already I told you, take larger value first. So 91.67 minus 50. It is very clear now how to take the value of h1 and h2. So the final answer will be Iyy is equal to 209.37 into 10 raised to 6 mm raised to 4. So again, in short, while solving any problem related to the moment of inertia, just the first step is to calculate centroidal position. We know how to calculate x bar and y bar. So for every diagram, you have to calculate x bar and y bar. To calculate x bar and y bar, the important thing is that y1, you have to take a1, a2, x1, x2. While calculating y bar, you have to take y1, y2, area 1, area 2. See, this is a parallel axis theorem. You have to consider IG1, IG2, A1, H1, all the distances you have to take in a proper way, you will get proper answer. See, just I have taken L shape. So many shapes are there. We will consider T shape, I shape, Z shape, C shape in the next video.